All right, like we said, there's a lot going on in Washington. Let's head to Washington right now, where we find our Bofta Yimam. And Bofta, a lot, once again, going down in that city today. Today actually marks President Biden's 365th day in office. Slated to hold a news conference just as voting rights legislation is headed for defeat, as we know, on the Senate floor. It's been a year of setbacks. So what's the president likely to spotlight here today, Bofta?
Right. This is a rare solo news conference. He only did 6 in the past year. And so we're looking forward to hearing what he has to say, but also what he's going to say about some things that did not go so well during his first year, Mike. So we know that he's going to spotlight the bipartisan infrastructure bill, low unemployment, and then that COVID-19 relief package, which helped cut child poverty. But what is he going to say about the surge in the virus cases? What else is he going to say about inflation? He's probably going to ask for some patience from the public as they try to navigate this. We'll also be watching to see how he addresses voting rights, which, as you mentioned, headed for defeat in the Senate, and other bills that did not go through that impact Black and Brown communities, like his massive social spending package, which remains stalled, like police reform, which did not happen. Now, the Senate has launched that debate on the voting rights legislation, continues today, but the outcome is expected to be no different from the past failed votes on the legislation this past year. Key agenda items like voting were stonewalled by Senator Manchin and Senator Sinema, who defended the filibuster time and time again. Here's what Senator Manchin just recently had to say.
And I don't know why we can't come together and find a pathway forward. But breaking the rules, there's no checks and balances in this process. The only thing we have is a filibuster. And they think if you have a situation we have right now, where you have the executive branch of government and you have Congress, the House and the Senate, they're all the same, and there's no check and balance because basically you just sweep right through, and the same thing could happen if Republicans had everything. And the only thing I've ever said was this. The majority of my colleagues in the caucus, Democrat caucus, they've changed. They've changed their mind. I respect that. You have a right to change your mind. I haven't. I hope they respect that too.
Now, that news conference today with President Biden is set for 4 p.m. in the East Room. Mike.
Yeah, and like you said, he's only had 6. We'd like to see a little bit more out of President Biden speaking to the media in the next year or so. But both the Senate, once again, we know officially took up the voting rights bill Tuesday, and the GOP, they are going to block it. So what's Senator Chuck Schumer trying to do here?
So he really wants them to go on record with their positions. He wants the senators, and he knows this is an uphill battle for it to pass, of course. We know that. That's what we've been talking about for weeks and weeks, and it's been even more evident with public statements from Senator Manchin and Sinema in the past week. But he's saying, I want this to be on record, that you state your position. And so he's actually looking to do a bit of a rules change with a talking filibuster. So he actually wants the senators, rather than them privately signal their objections, Mike, he wants them to actually stand up at their desk and speak their views. But even that talking filibuster that he's trying to push through, that's expected to fail as well, because you still need support to get that going. And so this is his attempt to really publicly have them say what their views are. It's a last-ditch effort at this point in time. We know that it is all but doomed, and we have heard from the president, from Representative Clyburn, that this is not the end of it. They're going to keep going. They're going to keep fighting. But it is a huge setback for the president, of course, as he goes into this news conference today, where he's expected to talk about what he accomplished and then also what didn't go so right and how they will keep fighting. So we can expect him to mention the voting rights legislation and really probably not call out. I don't think he will do, because he hasn't done that so much in the past, calling out Senator Manchin and Senator Sinema. But he will be talking about unifying probably the party as they try to get some of these big agenda items through, because we know that it is those two holdouts that have held up not only voting rights, but also the social spending package. And so as we go into this news conference, we know that he's going to mention what's happening, of course, in the Senate. And he visited Capitol Hill, just to remind our viewers, last week, trying once again to nudge these senators, and it just did not happen.
Yeah, a lot of people are thinking, why isn't he doing more to nudge these senators, to call them out and call them to the carpet for what they're doing or what they're not doing to help get voting rights passed here? Both of you, Mom, thank you very much. We will check back in with you live in Washington a little bit later on in the show.